Yes guys, we're live, we're back, and we finally got to do an EPL review show. Right, link will be in the chat, anyone could come on. Arsenal battering Chelsea, Spurs being Spursy, and Mr. Good Evening has come to haunt Man United. Let's get into this.
Henry, chance, Balotelli, Aguero! Premier League champions 2016, Leicester City!
Hope to see you soon. Well done. Bye-bye.
Gazzola, Giroud again, Joe Wilson! Here's Gerrard. That's a great strike! McCracken getting closer. To the centre. It's Bergkamp. That's magnificent! Van Persie arriving. Oh, what a goal! What a goal by Robin Van Persie!
Yes guys, we're back and we're live with another EPL review show. We're going to go through all the games and rate, and basically we're going to have our say and what we made of last weekend's results, Matchday 15. Also go through the Matchday 15 predictions that we did on Friday, see who's won out of them as well. I'm hoping Say will come and join us as well. Just been on his channel earlier. Big up to Manny as well, who my other co as well. Hopefully he'll turn up as well. But I have to start with Melina, as we all know, is an absolute brilliant, perfect friend that you can ask for. And I tell you what, there's not many people that you get to have like what Mel's been like as a friend. And she put her tweets up earlier today, which a lot of people have read, a lot of people have liked, and it's not a tweet I really wanted to come out, but I don't hide anything on my channel. I don't ever do. I don't hide what's going on health wise, because you need to know in case like I can't do a show or something. I've had to cancel around today to talk about some really hard issues. The last few weeks, doctors have been asking me very simple questions about what time of day it is or who's the person I'm talking to and that, because there's no other way to say this, but I don't know how long I've got left. I don't know. I really don't know. I could have a year, I could have 2, I could have 5, I could have 10. I'll keep fighting until I can't do this anymore. This is the last thing I have as a purpose in my life. But eventually, this illness will get the better of me. This illness will kill me. It will kill me. In the end, I will die from here, from this particular problem that I've come. The doctors have not an easy way to say this, but there's nothing they can do to solve it. There is nothing. Even if there was a new treatment, they couldn't give it to us. All they can do is make us comfortable. And by I mean comfortable, not make sure I'm in pain or I'm suffering or anything like that. Try and make this as happy as possible. So I'm telling you now, because I don't want anyone to feel sorry for me. I want people to enjoy my streams. I want people to enjoy my content. I want people to enjoy it, coming on here, having a banter, having a laugh, having a joke, like, and just expressing their opinions, because that will help. That's the only thing that will help, is if you guys all come on and help by being such an amazing community that you are. So anyone's welcome to come on. Anyone's welcome to come on. I'm sorry if the picture quality is not. Let's see if the picture quality is now. No, it's picture quality is okay. But yeah, yeah. Like I said, I don't want anyone feeling sorry for me. I really don't. I just want people to enjoy what I've got. Enjoy it. Enjoy it. Because you never know when it can be taken from you. Enjoy your life. Make sure you live it to the full. Manny, how you doing, bro?
Hi there. Yeah, good. Sorry I didn't respond a little bit earlier. I just hope I didn't miss too much, did I?
In the end, I just want to carry on where we are. Having a laugh, having a banter. Right? It's
Yep.
what I love. It's what I absolutely love. Right? So if that helps and also, yes, this is promoting the channel. It might sound like I'm putting the channel first, but I need people to subscribe. I need people to like this video. I need people to donate as much as you can. Don't let another kid go through this. Don't let another kid have to suffer what I've been through. Don't let another kid have to make that awful decision where they've got to take their life. Don't give them that choice. Give them the choice of being able to live their life to the full by donating and funding the research. Simple as that. That's why, please, become a member. If you can't become a member, send a donation in. Even if it's 50p, if you only got 50 pence, it's something that will help these kids. Kids that have done nothing wrong apart from just have bad luck. That's all it is, man. It is what it is. In the end, it is what it is, Manny. Like, I can't hide from it. Eventually, I've got to face it. Yeah. Anyway, we're gonna get on to well, we'll start with Arsenal battering Chelsea, shall we? Since we're both Arsenal fans. So yeah, Arsenal 2-0 winners against Chelsea. Go back top of the table after everyone was thinking, could we respond to Man City's win against Fulham? And once again, we answered the call. Right? Once again, we answered the call. Right? Manny, you must be on top of the world right now as an Arsenal fan.
I'm happy. Look, I mean, I don't want to be one of those sad sacks who will, just find reasons to necessarily nitpick, because as I said yesterday, we dominated the game, we deserved the win, and of course, I'm happy that we're still top of the table. But again, I'm just urging caution. We really need to just tone down the celebrations a little bit, because we still have some way to go. But we can certainly be very happy with the way the team dominated Chelsea. Chelsea just didn't show up at all, and they didn't even have a shot on target. They didn't force Ramsdale to any saves to had to be made. Saliba and Gabriel pretty much had Arsenal's attack in their pockets on the sides and the back, and it was a perfect game. We can say that the goal was rather freakish in a way, but as you would say, we make our own luck, and
You make your own luck.
I'm
don't
happy.
you? Yeah,
That's
you
what I
make your own
said.
luck.
That's what I said.
We deserve that. We deserved
Yeah.
it after where we played that game. We deserved our luck and deserved that goal. I'm gonna keep slating Gabriel because every time he does, every time I do, he scores a goal. He doesn't make mistakes. So there we are.
And I'm going to
He,
predict a draw because every time I predict a draw, we win.
yeah, okay. But look, yeah. Um, look, the thing with Gabriel and Gabriel's probably gutted that he's not going to go into the World Cup. Good news for us is one less defender we have to worry about. I get why, because he has made a lot of mistakes this season. So and the performances he's picked up are a bit too late now for the manager to decide. So I get why, but yeah, mate, I'm just on top of the world. I'm on cloud nine. I can. Yes, we're 15 games in. Yes, we've only played 13 games in total. Yeah. Well, we're not 25 games in, so we can't as title contenders. I couldn't give a fuck. Like, I'm enjoying the fact we are top of their table. We're top. Yeah? Top of
As you
their
should.
table. Like, I'm sorry, like, and it's beautiful. Like, it's absolutely beautiful. Like, just to see as well, just to see all these fans do it, all these rivals doing this. Fuck the haters, bruv. We're on top of the table, bruv. Love it. I know I'm probably gonna get stick later when we don't win it, but who gives a fuck? Mate, because in the end, if someone said to me that you're gonna be top by Christmas, I would have told them, what the fuck are you smoking? I want some. Like, seriously. Yeah, I'm just loving life the way it is, man. We don't have to rely on stupid excuses. We're not relying on bad performances. It's what's been done by Arsenal this season is quite incredible. And like I said, like I don't really care if someone can pick up another manager. I don't think there's another manager with that squad could get us where we are now. With that squad, like that squad should be nowhere near City. It should be nowhere near it. City should be like gone, and so should Liverpool. To be honest, like if you look at Chelsea's team, even their team's pound for pound better than ours. Like Man United's team has got some like banging players that we ain't got. But it's like how we won in '71. Our team was not the greatest team in 1971. Liverpool was, but we played well as a team. And if you don't do that, you ain't gonna win fuck all. You can buy all the best players in the world, but in the end, it's about playing as a team. Playing as a team. Simple as that. So I'm gonna love it. Love it. Right. So, but yeah, Arsenal 2, Arsenal 1, sorry, Chelsea, no, it should have been 2, should have been 3. But there you go. Do you think Potter's still the right man for Chelsea? Do you feel that Chelsea have shot themselves in the foot?
Well, they shot themselves in the foot when they sacked Thomas Tuchel, that's for sure. I mean, we can talk a lot until the cows come home about how results had started to, tail off a bit. But then, having given him the confidence at the beginning of the season and given him some money to spend on players, I mean, obviously, the transfer window didn't go as they expected. The fact that they didn't sign a central midfielder was rather stupid, in my opinion. But then they got Zakaria in, they got Aubameyang in, and things were looking rosy. And then roly-poly Bowley that says, "I'm sorry, Tommy, out you go." And then he brings in Potter. Potter seems to be the type of manager who really feels comfortable with these.
Sorry,
to me, he's
exactly. Edition.
Yep, you cannot forget that. You cannot forget that. So listen, he to me is very much in the David Moyes school of management. Maybe in some ways an upgrade on David Moyes in some respects, but certainly a lot more at home with smaller teams whom he can get to punch above their weight. a little bit like Unai Emery, who was magnificent in Spain with Sevilla and
Oh, he was
Villarreal. But
magnificent the other day, bro.
yeah, I know you're coming to that, and I will say before of a time that he was terrific in terms of his tactics, and the entire Aston Villa team performed to a man. Shout out, of
Mm.
course, to our former keeper Emi Martinez, who is now the
Well,
used to magnificent display in
I
between the
tell you
sticks.
what, you go on to that, and I do actually want to get into that as well. Like, Mr. Good evening. Good
Yeah,
evening. It's me.
but
But
yeah,
I
let me
mean,
just. I'll speak about Potter for 20 seconds, and I'll say we'll go on.
uh-huh.
So,
Go on.
I just think that the Chelsea job has come far too soon for him, and he really should have stayed at Brighton because a bird in the hand is worth two in the bush. Better to be the king of your own castle, as it were. And he could have stayed and gotten Brighton really fighting hard for maybe really big things this season, the way they were playing.
Mm.
But he chose to follow the money, and sometimes it's best to say no to a big club because if you take a look at all the politicking that goes on, is it really worth it? Why would you want to give up what you have? So
Absolutely.
I think it's fair to say that if Chelsea really want him and believe in him, they are going to have to bite the bullet and keep him and leave him to his own devices. Otherwise, it's all going to go south. And speaking of Unai Emery, of course, who never got the backing that I felt he deserved, given his impressive
He
CV.
never got the backing
I
at all. He never got the players he wanted. He never got. You compare it to Arteta. Like, Emery got fuck all compared to what
exactly.
Arteta got. Arteta got every single sign he wanted. He wanted Tomiyasu. He wanted Ramsdale. He wanted Ben White. He wanted them. The blah 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 blah. Like, we can go on about that for ages, and like, that's why I'm never gonna really slate Emery in the site. It's like having one hand tied behind his back. But in the end, the Potter was not. The football was not good enough. So the foot, even with a team like ours, we should have been doing better than what we had. Like, I mean, everyone looked at us at the start of that season like we were gonna make top four, and we weren't even getting close to it. So I like I said before, if you told me Arteta was coming in straight after that, I made it very clear I didn't want him. But I don't think any of Arsenal fan really wanted him as their first choice.
Nope. No.
But and if they do, they're smoking something funny at that time. But in the end, like, we move, and like, I'm just glad that he's coming back to give himself a chance to see what he can do. Because, like, Mr. Good Evening battered Manchester United, right?
Yeah.
And
I mean,
people wanted to say in that question, in that poll I put up, right, that Martinez is better than Saliba. Martinez is better than Saliba. Well, I saw the end of that poll, mate. Mike, I saw the end of that poll. Love you, bro, but like, it said Saliba was better.
I think I voted for Saliba too, didn't I?
Yeah, I think
I'm sure
you
I
did.
did. I did. I mean,
Yeah,
I
but
would never. I would never vote. I wouldn't vote for Martinez over Saliba. I mean, for all the talk about how
And this
he
is
is
not
terrific on
because
the
of his
ball.
height. It's not because of his height. It's because he's just a better defender.
Yeah, I mean, of course. I mean, you take a look at their form, the way they performed this season, and the weaknesses they have. I mean, Saliba towers above Martinez,
That's the
not
thing.
just literally but figuratively.
Has Saliba let in 6 goals in one game?
Nope.
Has he let in 4 goals in one game? Has he let in 3
Uh,
goals in one game?
nope.
There you go then. So there we are.
Yeah,
Problem
but having
solved.
said that, we haven't faced Manchester City yet, so let's keep our feet on the ground.
I don't look. The only teams I fear are Man City and Newcastle. Those are the 2 teams I worry about. Everyone else are beatable.
Agreed. But that's why I said we haven't faced Manchester City yet.
But
But listen, about the poll,
I don't think
Saliba
it'll
is
be.
miles clear.
But what I'm thinking is, when we do play Manchester City, it's not going to be a whitewash. It's not going to be a dominated game. It's going to be. You remember how Liverpool, Man City, when they were going for the title? I feel it'll be one of them sort of games where it's going to be on the knife edge. I actually do. I actually honestly think he'd be on a knife edge.
Well, certainly last season's clash at the Emirates proved to be on the knife edge, and I think
Well, there
City
you
only
go
won
then. So
thanks to a late
it
winner.
proves he can do it. It proves he
But
can
then,
do it.
but let's not forget, City didn't have Erling Haaland at the time,
Yeah, I understand that. But like,
and that City team
we
also
didn't have
had
Jesus.
Jesus and Zinchenko. Yeah,
But we didn't have Jesus, and they know Jesus is going to be a problem. So there we are then. So
we'll look
I'm
into
not
that.
saying Jesus is on the same level of Haaland. Don't get me wrong. Don't get me
Yeah.
started.
Exactly.
I know Mike keeps wanting to keep going on this freaking Haaland train. Well, he is. He's so much better. He's a freaking nature. Like,
Yeah.
accept it. Accept it. He destroyed your team. Simples.
Yeah. And
I think we can beat City home. Not sure where. That's what I think. I think at home we could get away with either a win or a draw. Big up Shane B. Love you. V. It's a V. Yeah. V for victory. Right. V for victory. Stephen. So, but big up for tuning in. I love that. I love his logo actually, to be honest. Right, because obviously it's about the Munich tragedy. And we will be doing some next. We will do something about. We'll do a stream about that. Right, and do a whole stream about the Busby Babes, because I do like to go back in time and look at other clubs rather than just Arsenal. Because I've watched United, I've watched a documentary on it. Yeah, I've watched so many other stuff. I don't just watch, like, I watch Matt Busby's documentary, for example. I don't just watch Arsenal shit, I watch like all football. Like, even if it's the opposition team. Maybe apart from Spurs, I don't watch Spurs stuff, but there's not much to watch, is there? Saliba is the best. Saliba is the best centre back in the league right now, hands down. Hands down. Like, I don't want to hear talk about Diaz. I don't want to hear talk about Ruben Diaz. Let him at the port. I don't want to hear it. Like, Saliba at the minute is the most fit. He's best in form. Bang. Like, can't. The only problem in our side is probably Gabriel. But again, he has picked up performances since. Nah, that's cool, man. At least, like, it's cool, man, because some people don't know, you know, and it's so easy to make the mistake. So, but yeah, we're gonna move on to yeah, I mean, like, obviously Man United torn apart. Aston Villa. Now, Aston Villa, to be honest, I would want your fans, call your fans out. Call your players out. Your players put you in this relegation battle. Your players, as soon as Gerrard got sacked, started putting effort in. Started winning games. And started picking up form. Right? Before even Emery got in the damn door. Which shows to me your players couldn't give a fuck about how you were dealing with how to deal with Gerrard and the situation you found yourself in. They've put you in this relegation battle, right? Yes, Stevie Gerrard was a terrible manager and he wasn't right, but those players stopped playing for him and put you in that position, right? And if I was an Aston Villa fan, I'd be fucking calling them out, every single one of them. Right, you play like shit all that time, yet you can go to you play shit all that time, but then you get Man United kind of turn up your door, which you haven't won at home since 94, 95, something like that, in 20 odd years, right? And you beat them 3-1, easy, right? And make it look easy. I'm sorry, that's for me is criminal, but. Like, full way up to Emery, man. Good evening. I need to actually find a clip, actually. Hang on. Let me find a clip.
Stephen, I'm going to just respond to that, if I may. I think we need to get over trying to feel sorry for Steven Gerrard, because I had made it very clear that the way sometimes his man management on quite a few occasions was found sorely lacking. The issue with Tyrone Mings was absolutely stupid, because knowing how he got Liverpool captaincy himself from Sami Hyypiä, the last thing he should have done was throw Tyrone Mings under the bus. That really was, the start, the thing which sort of set the poison running in. And if we're going to if you want Aston Villa fans to call out their players for, effectively throwing Gerrard under the bus, then we need to reserve that same energy for.
Yeah.
Hopefully we have the same energy for when Arsenal's players supposedly
Oh,
threw
yeah, absolutely,
Emery under
mate.
the bus.
Mate,
Of
I
course,
know. I did as well, mate. I had the same energy. Right.
exactly.
There you go.
Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. Good evening.
It doesn't even sound that bad, to be honest. I mean, look, he's a
Good
Spaniard,
evening.
so his
Good
accent's
evening.
going to be
Good evening.
So his accent's going to be quite thick, but it doesn't
Oh,
sound too
come
much
on,
like
come
a
on.
beat to me.
Come on, I just did it to one of the fucking Man United fans up.
Yeah, mate, you understand. You understand. I deal with thick accents all the time, and so I'm happy that Emery's come over there. And obviously, given that he's now supposedly made Emiliano Martinez the new captain, I believe Martinez himself, being a native Spanish speaker, will probably be Emery's eyes and ears on the pitch. But Emery, in saying that, Emery, I believe, has improved his English fluency and proficiency. It is a match made in heaven. He will get the boys to respect him. And clearly, Gerrard was, a supposedly ambitious pick, but comparatively a shot in the dark. I just think that, this is a more sensible pick, and he will certainly get Aston Villa back up the table. And it had to happen, and I'm glad it was Gerrard before Rodgers in the way. And I really have to leave now, but I will give my quick thoughts on the De Bruyne penalty. From what I saw, there was certainly quite a little bit of contact between the Fulham defender and De Bruyne.
Mate.
Yes, De Bruyne did make a meal of it, but
Fuck off. That's not a pen. That's not a pen.
But as a defender, sometimes you have to know a little
Hang
bit
on,
better.
he waits a
And
second. Hang on, he waits a second, and he goes, my leg's been shot off. I'll shoot your leg off, then you know what it's like. Fuck me, Jesus.
Again,
If
whatever
that's
the case,
a penalty, Manny, you saw what happened against Southampton, and that's not a penalty. Yet they give that as a pen.
yeah,
Come
well,
on.
Whatever happens, listen, once again, the fourth officials, the VAR team should have done their job and really looked at it. And again, the officials are to blame. And is Ronaldo finished? No, he's not. But again, if there is
Yes,
any
he is.
other, if there is any more news items of him,
Is he
acting like
finished
a
in the Premier League? Yes, he is.
Well, this is going to be his last season in the Premier League, and he will leave at the end of the season. So you could
I think
technically
he'll
say
leave in
he
January,
is.
to be fair.
But until then, he still has something to prove. But I will end by saying this: any more acts of petulance, out he goes in January. And with that, I really need to leave because I've got something else to do. But I have another stream which I promised I'd
That's
attend.
alright.
But,
I mean, this was only going to be a quick one as well. So,
yeah.
it's sometimes you don't need. Sometimes going on for an hour, you don't need to. As well.
Agreed.
I
Yeah,
admit
but listen, I'll quickly shout out my socials. As usual, on
Yeah.
Instagram, you can find me at Thangatheray1981. I mean, Manny Thangatheray1981. That's my full name and my year of birth. My Twitter ID is Thangatheray1981. And you can catch me on several channels on YouTube: Del Boy Gunner TV, Oris Talks Football, Coach's Corner, Tony Claude Gunner TV, Danny AFC TV, Up the Cherries in all departments. Several other channels as well. I love being involved with many different channels and getting an opportunity to speak about football with like-minded fans of all ages. And of course, huge shout out to this fellow here, Mr. Stephen Featley. Happy to be continuously closely working with him and really enjoying the process. I mean, he takes the mickey out of me, I take the mickey out of him. We go back and forth, but at the end of the day, we shake hands and we make up. It's all good.
Yeah.
That's what brothers do, and we don't have anywhere near the toxicity of the Gallagher brothers. So don't presume to come at us, Manchester City fans. And anyway, with that, I will bid you all adieu. Enjoy your Monday. Be safe. Don't do anything I wouldn't do. And I'm out.
See you later.
See you,
bud.
fella.
See you later. Right, so like I said, we ain't gonna go on for ages, but I need, for me, Ronaldo's finished in the Premier League. He might be able to cut it somewhere else, but for the Premier League, he's not the same player. He's getting on a bit as well, mate. Like, so, yeah, some people in the Man United fan base might find that hard to hear, but it's the truth. It's the truth. From what I'm seeing at the minute, he's not good enough. He's not good enough at the minute. I will actually go for the Champions League draw while we're here, actually, because there's some interesting fixtures in this draw as well. Let me get to this as well. Oh, by the way, Hassan Hootle, let me know. Like, anyone in the chat, let me know your thoughts about Hassan Hootle sacked by Southampton. I think, do you know what? That could lead to Southampton getting relegated. I'm not even joking. That guy got no backing and no money, like, and he was keeping Southampton up quite comfortably. And now they sack him. Like, I'm sorry. Like, I'm surprised Hasenhüttl just didn't do that on their way out. Like, I'm sorry. Like, they gave him nothing, and yet he managed to keep that squad in the Premier League time and time again. That is, I feel they will get relegated. They will get relegated through that decision, through that stupidity. For me, it's stupidity. It's stupidity. It's stupidity, you know? Anyway, Champions League draw. So, right, we're going to look at this. So, the Champions League starts on the 14th of Feb. Right. Right. Let me just get on Messenger, actually. I've just got to quickly say actually, just give me 2 seconds. Anyway, you might have already gone over this, but are your opinions on Arteta beginning to change? The Ralph sacking. Do you know what? Actually, before we go into, I'll answer that before we go into the US Journal. Shane, mate, look, I am enjoying what I'm seeing right now. It's like I said, I ain't got time to be miserable or negative. So, I'm enjoying what I'm seeing. Bit by bit, Arteta's changing my opinion. In the end, I wanted Wenger gone because he wasn't getting us to a title challenge by May. So usually by February we would all fall off the cliff, right, and lose it all, right? So because of that, I wanted Wenger gone, because he was never going to show the ambition to go and actually do it. So why would I back a man who's won us two? Why, when I don't back a man who's won us 2 doubles and an invincible season, why, and got us to a Champions League final, why am I not going to back a man? Why am I going to back a guy who's not even got into the top 4 yet, when I never backed a guy who's got us constantly top 4 and challenging for the league, right? So I've always said, as soon as he achieves the fact that we're fighting for a title all the way till late April or May, right, then I will be fully convinced and fully turned over, and I'll put my hands up and say I'm wrong. But it doesn't mean I'm not going to sit here and not praise him. Like, I'll praise, at the moment, there is no other manager you could find me right now that could get a better record in the league so far this season with that squad. I'm telling you, you can't find one. Right, what he's done with the squad so far to get us 15 games in, 13 games in, how many games are we playing now, and be at that stage of the season, still be top of the tree with 2 clear points on Man City, who have got Erling Haaland, De Bruyne, Bernardo Silva and all that. If you had told me at the beginning, I would have said, what the fuck are you smoking? Like, and at the moment, he's doing it. So I can't fault him. You can't fault him, right? And like I said, if he gets us to within 10 points of City, and hopefully gets us a Europa League, then if we finish within 10 points without him winning anything, he's shown that he can challenge for the league with just that squad, let alone the investment he'll get in the summer because he's been in the Champions League and getting proper players, which they've already been talking about trying to do in January. Then you've got to look at, because we'll get top 4 without a shadow of a doubt, right? If we don't get top 4, then fuck me, that's going to be a shocker. But the other thing as well is that as much as we're doing that, I do feel if he finishes outside 10 points, right, so we fall off a bit further, we 15 points, 20 points, but he's done that so we can go win the Europa League, and win the Europa League, then fuck me, I will be said I'm convinced, because he's done winning the Europa League or the Champions League is one thing Arsene Wenger couldn't do. He could never win us a European trophy. Right? Only George Graham and Bertie Mee have won us a European trophy. Right? In the Intercity Fairs Cup with Bertie Mee, or the European Fairs Cup, what you want to call it. And the Cup Winners' Cup in '94 against Parma with George Graham. Right? And there you go, that's me knowing my knowledge on football, on Arsenal. But there you go. That's why I don't like people when they say, "Oh yeah, you ain't got any you ain't got any European titles." I said, "Yeah, we got European titles, mate. Just because it's been stopped, yeah." Big up Stephen had this chat today about Arteta. If we don't get top 4, he should be gone, but can't fault him what he does. Exactly, Anthony. The link is in the chat, bro. Come on, get yourself on here, bro. Come on. I'm going to go for the Champions League draw, and then I'm going to probably air it up. You know? I'm going to probably end it. But please do, if you've got a chance, come on. So PSG versus Bayern. Now, are the PSG finally a united team that could push maybe Man City towards a Champions League final? This, I've always found them to be disjointed between the front three, which is Neymar, Messi, and Mbappe, right, and the rest of the team. Like, so will they be able to solve that? I don't know. Could they take advantage of Bayern, who play a high line, who ain't been themselves great over this tournament? So there you go. Milan versus Tottenham. That's going to be difficult for Tottenham, I'm not going to lie. The way they're playing right now, I think Milan will take them. As a United fan, I think he has done an excellent job. Look, will he ever win you the league? I don't know, but the job from the squad he inherited is now incredible. Yeah, exactly, I can't fault him on that. Man City got RB Leipzig, glad we avoided PSG. To be honest, Ryan, I think you'll take PSG quite easily, to be fair. Like, because PSG, they've got no competition in their league to prove that they're good enough to compete at the Champions League. That's why they've always struggled in this competition. Because there's no competition there. We all know they're going to win the league before their league even starts. We already know before they win this season, we already know next season they're going to win. That's how mad it is. They can literally rotate their whole 11 to play someone who's in 5th in their French division. We can't do that in the Premier League. That's why we get pushed to match fitness to our draw was rigged, by the way. Call me salty, whatever. It can't be a coincidence that we got. Mate, Shane, I used to say that all the time. We always get Barcelona or fucking Bayern Munich. Right? Bayern or Barcelona in the Champions League, we'd always seem to get. And you get fucked over. Right? Brugge versus Benfica, that's going to be an interesting game. I do think Benfica will get through that one. Dortmund, Chelsea. Depends what Chelsea turn up. If Chelsea improve, vastly improve, then they can take Dortmund. If not, then Dortmund can have them on toast. Right, don't forget Jude Bellingham settings. Maybe he'll like the stat he's going to Stamford Bridge. The repeat of the final from last year, Liverpool versus Real Madrid. Right, Liverpool versus Real Madrid. Right, fuck me. Right, Real Madrid are gonna toast them. If they play like they have been playing all season, mate, Liverpool are getting fucking roasted. They'll get absolutely torn to shreds. I don't see him winning that one. So that would be the end of Liverpool. Utrecht, Frankfurt versus Napoli. You've got to say Napoli for that one. Napoli are so far ahead in their league right now. Milan are second, 7 points behind Napoli, who are just... I think if they haven't won it, they haven't won it since probably the 90s, apparently, from what I've heard. So you can't deny Napoli of having a great season right now in their league, so you got to fancy them for it. RB Leipzig, Man City, as Ryan City mentioned. Leipzig, I don't think there'll be much. I'll be shocked if Man City get knocked out by RB Leipzig. I'll be absolutely stunned. And then Inter Milan versus Porto. Inter Milan versus Porto. That's going to be an interesting tie. Can't really call on that one. But anyway, we'll go through the UEL draw actually as well. Let's go U. The UEL draw. Right, so round of 32. So RB Salzburg versus Roma. So Salzburg, who were in the Champions League, dropped down to the Europa League. Roma, I believe Salzburg might take them on that one. They're a very good team. Barcelona versus Real Madrid. It depends what type of Real Madrid turns up. Let's put... Nah, it's been a mistake. They're looking for other shareholders, bruv. They're looking for other shareholders, but they don't want to sell the club completely. They are interested in other shareholders joining the club. From what I've heard from ITV News, that is. Anthony, but first, get yourself on here. God's sake. What have I got to do to get you on here, bruv? Right, links in the chat. Everyone's welcome. Ajax versus Union Berlin. That's going to be a tough game. Shakhtar Donetsk versus Rennes. Big up. Shakhtar Donetsk look like a very serious team. I wouldn't want to face them. Ajax would take Union Berlin, to be fair. Seville PSV. That could be an interesting tie. That could be fucking... That could be undecided. I can't really make my mind up who's going to win that, to be fair. Sporting Lisbon and like Michelin, I expect Sporting to win that one. Juventus versus Nantes. Juventus, surely you got to fancy Juventus for that one. You surely have. I'll be stunned if Juventus can't even win that one. And then you've got Leverkusen versus Monaco, and then a very interesting tie. Like, two teams that are probably similar levels right now. But those are the two draws so far. Napoli will beat Frankfurt. Yeah. Barcelona versus Roma could go either way. It depends what Man United wants to turn up. Simple as that. Anyway, we've done 45 minutes. I'm going to wrap this up now. I think I've answered most of the questions that I've wanted to cover for this week. Oh, the predictions. Is it Matchday? No, Matchday. What is it? Matchday 15, isn't it? Got you. Found them. Right, now. Pen. So, let me just go through the prediction scores. Matchday 15. So, Brentford got no point. Jordan got no points for Brentford, Nottingham Forest. So he gets 1 point. Moss gets 1 point. I get a point because obviously it ends in a draw. 1 point for a draw, 4 points if you get the exact result, like the exact scoreline, because obviously it's 3 points for the scoreline plus the result as well, plus the 1 point for the result. So no points for Manny, no points for Mike, no points for Dan, 1 point for James, Dunlop and Unai 0. Wolverhampton Wanderers versus 3-2 to Brighton. I went 3-0 Brighton to be honest, so I get a point. Manny went for Brighton, 1 point. 1 point for Mike, 1 point for Dan, 1 point for James, 1 point for Nairin, 3-0 Wolves. Jordan went with, so that's 0 points for Jordan, 1 point for Brighton, 1 point for Moss, and then Man City versus Fulham. Well, it was a Man City win in the end. I'm sorry, De Bruyne dived. Man City 3-0, that's 1 point for Manny, 1 point for Mike, 1 point for Dan, 1 point for James, blah blah blah, blah blah blah. And everyone pretty much went for City win, which everyone gets a point for. So, game 4, Leeds versus Bournemouth. I went with 2-1 Leeds. And they did win in the end, 4-3. I didn't expect that though. So 1 point for me. Oh, 1 point. 1 point for Matt. No points for Manny. No points for Mike. 1 point for Dan. James. No points for Nairin. 1 point for Jordan. 1 point for Saeed. 1 point for Moss. Game 5. Everton versus Leicester. So, I said 2-0. What was the result? 2-0 to Leicester. So I get 0 points. Manny went 2-1 Leicester, so he gets a point. A point for Everett. No points for Mike. No points for Dan. No points for James. Unai, I didn't get your prediction for that, so I can't give you any points for it. Then Moss went with Everton, so that's no points. Saeed went with Leicester, so that's a point to him. When 1-0, should have went 1 goal more, mate. No points for Jordan for going for 3-0 Everton. So it's 1, 2. So it's 2 points so far for Jordan. It's 4 points for Saeed at the minute. One, 2, 3. Well, actually, no. 1, 2. It's 5 points for Saeed, and it's 4 points for Moss. Right, now look at myself. 1, 2, 3. I'll get 4 points. Should do a forfeit for whoever comes bottom, shouldn't I? 1, 2, 3 points. Zero, 1. So it's 2 points for Mike. 3 points for Danny. 1, 2, 4 points for James. And then 2 points for Naomi on that one. And then Naomi's going to miss out on all the others. We can get his predictions. Anyway, game 6, Arsenal-Chelsea. I went 2 on Arsenal. So I get a point. Manny went with a draw, so he gets no points, as usual. Mike, no points. Dan went with the draw. No points for James. No points for Nyrin. Right, then Jordan went with 3-0 Arsenal, so he gets a point for that one. Good on him. So he went 3-1 Arsenal, so that's 1 point. Moss went 2-1 Arsenal, so he gets a point as well. So Aston Villa versus Manchester United. Jordan went 3-0 Aston Villa, so he gets a point. 2-0. Big up everyone that's still watching, by the way. I'm just quickly going through these. Man United 2, Saeed doesn't get a point. Moss doesn't get a point either. Mike, no points for guessing Man United. I knew I went for the right score. I swear to God, I knew I went. 3-1 Aston Villa. I went 3-1 Aston Villa, so I get 4. Yes, boy. Alright. I fucking knew to get hammered. 0 points for Manny. Danny didn't get your score. James, 1 point. No points because you predicted Man United, didn't you? Yay! Sunday's game on Southampton Newcastle. 4-1 in the end. I went 3-0, so there's 1 point. 1 point to Manny. Mike went 1 with a win for Newcastle. Danny didn't get. James, I got 2-0. 3-0 for Saeed, 1 point. Same with Jordan. And Moss went 1-2-1. So, West Ham versus Crystal Palace. So, they went 2-1. I went 2-1 Crystal Palace. Yes, boy. Hell yeah. 2 correct dead-on scores, bruv. Yes, boy. I'm on fire this week. No points for Manny. No points for Mike. No points for James. And then 3-0 to West Ham. No points for Jordan. Then it's no points for Saeed. No points for Moss. Absolutely. Then Tottenham versus Liverpool. I went 2-0 Liverpool. 2-0 Liverpool. It was 2-1 in the end. Fuck. They couldn't keep a clean sheet, so 1 point. Manny went 3-2. 4-2 to Tottenham. Mike went, so no points for him. A draw for James, so no points for him. Liverpool 2-1. Saeed got Liverpool, so 4 points for Saeed. 1 point for Jordan. 1 point for Moss. So Saeed, it's 5, 9, 10, 11. So 11 points. I think it's between me and Saeed today. By the look of it, I'm going to count mine up. 4, 8, no, 4, 5, 9, 10, 14, 15. 15 points I got this year, this week. Matchday 15 points. Yes, please. 1, 2, 5. 5 points for Manny. 1. 3 points for Mike. Jeez, 3 points for Mike. Jesus, he had a tough week this week. Jane, Unai, or Danny, sorry, no points. He only got 3 points because he couldn't do the other scores. So 3 points. West 2-2 draw. James went 1 point. 5 points for James Dunlop, a member of the channel. Big up yourself. And then 1, 2, 3, 3. So it's 1, 2, 3, 7. 7 points for Moss. And then 1, 2, 3, 5. 5 points. So despite getting 11 points, so you'd lost. I came first with 50 points on this week's scores. The lowest person to get scored with no points whatsoever, the lowest one is actually Mike Green. Mike, you've been humbled. 3 points only in that round. So there you go. If you want to be part of it and you want to take part in the next one, DM me at SFeatley. You can be on the show or tune in to the show. Saeed, my bro, how are you doing?
I'm good. I want to be a yard check on the cheat. There are rumors that you're cheating. So
Bullshit.
how you doing, man?
I'm good, man. I won, so like there you go.
Congrats, man. That's your trophy this year.
I know. I've won more than Tottenham.
Yeah, I know. And you won more than Son and King
And
together.
Mike Green. Sorry, bro. Like 3 points, and Martinez is shit.
Yeah, I don't want to hear that Martinez Saliba debate anymore. That's another story. No, it's been
Anyway,
Brentford, been Brighton, Man City, Villa.
If you want to be back, if you want to be on the prediction show, DM me at SFeatley. or SFeatleyTV on Instagram. No, only SFeatley on Instagram. But you can on Twitter it's SFeatley or at SFeatleyTV. DM me and we'll get you on the show. And if not, just tune into the chat and we'll add your scores in the chat as well. Because it is a lot of fun. It is all for fun anyway. So, yeah. And if you haven't done so, join the FPL League. Because even if your score may not be high enough to get top at Christmas and get the top prize at Christmas, you'll get a random. You'll be part of a random selection to win a 20. I think it's a £20 gift card or something. I've got in there. All the
Tottenham
details are in the
fans,
description below.
I know you never win something, but you actually have a chance to win something this time.
There
So
you
make
go.
sure you're part of it.
So there you go. I'm gonna leave it there, bro. Where can they find you?
Well, you can find me here on SFeatleyTV. You can find me on King's Football Show as well. It's my own channel. And you can find me on Tariq Talks, Coach Corner, and a few others as well. But big up to everyone that's tuned in. Do make sure, guys, that you do like and subscribe and hit the comment. It do help the algorithm to make sure we can raise more money to the Children's Liver Disease Foundation.
Exactly. Absolutely exactly. Like, let's make sure we do as much as we can. But yeah, make sure you tune into that. Make sure you tune into every single bit of content that we have. And yeah, lastly, a big shout out to the Hobby Squad. They're sending me the thing to be auctioned off. I'm just gonna quickly say hi, Sophie, in the chat. In the chat, say hi, Sophie. Thanks for your donation of the coin to auction off to raise money for my cause. Children's Liver Disease Foundation. Right, we're going to head off because we've got to do the preview to the Brighton game. So, I'm going to quickly copy that little bit. But there you go. But make sure you do that. Make sure you go subscribe to King's Football Show as well. And yeah, we'll see you guys soon. Until then, by the way, there you go. Traditions are
top of the
traditions,
league.
bruv. Bye,
Arsenal.
guys.